What is going on, everybody? So a lot of you guys have been asking me, hey, do you have some console specific settings for third person mosh pit? Well, this is going to be the video for you guys. If you guys are looking for the best settings for console and especially the best setting for third person mode, this is going to be the video for you. I've been tweaking it. I've been having a lot of fun, dropping some pretty high kill games. And remember, some of the settings are always going to be settings that you guys can change per your playstyle, but I will tell you overall, a lot of these settings will be the settings that you guys want to change in game. So as you guys have seen in the gameplay, just going off, and these settings have helped improve my gameplay, and I think they will help improve yours. So if you guys could do me a solid, leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you guys want to see more third person mosh pit videos, this is going to be the channel for you guys because we cover a lot of third person shooters here. So we are going to be covering a lot of that for Call of Duty. So let's get into the video itself. So here we are, we're in the aiming input device. Obviously we have controller. If you play on mouse and keyboard, that's where it would be. Now for your edit button layout, ideally I love tactical. Tactical, what it does is it swaps your circle with your R3. So my melee is now circle and my slide, stance change, crouch is R3. It just works better for me. And that's personally how I've always done that. And then I've always kept X as the jump. So tactical for me has always been the way to go. Some people don't like this way. They like having circle. I just feel like being able to crouch and having it at your thumbstick has always been the right way to play. Now you can swap your L1 and L2 and your R1 and R2. That's totally up to you. If you have a controller that has trigger stops, you really don't need to do that. The benefit of that is that you don't have to push down fast on the trigger. So some people enjoy that. I personally don't. I leave this one off. Stick layout preset, I leave mine at default. That's really up to you. Controller vibration, recommend turning this setting off. It's gonna help you control your aim, especially when you're trying to hit those shots medium to long range. So having the controller vibration off, I know it sucks, but if you wanna be competitive in a PvP aspect of Call of Duty, most of those pro players keep this off. Trigger effect, full haptics, it doesn't really bother me because I actually have this off. So doesn't bother me here, so just make sure it's off. Horizontal stick sensitivity, we have 6. Vertical stick sensitivity, we have 6. Now this is where you can change. Some people like having theirs maxed out. I really think in third person 6 is pretty solid. Every now and then I do move it up, but 6 has always been my go-to in most of these, especially since you can see your whole body. I like 6. Some people honestly like having theirs maxed out, so I'll let you play that. You can go all the way up to 20. Right now I have mine on 6, but I do adjust this from time to time depending on my play style. But if you're missing a lot of shots, try lowering it and you'll have fun there. ADS sensitivity multiplier, mine standard at 1, and then sensitivity multiplier, you can adjust this as you go. Mine's still at 1 right here. Aims down sights behavior, I keep mine on hold. Automatic sprint, this is something that you guys really need to change, guys. Automatic tactical sprint, just have it on so it's automatically put you in the fastest sprinting available. And that's gonna be good because you don't have to worry about trying to toggle it. You're just gonna get from one point to one point very fast, very efficient, very good. I think you guys wanna change that. Equipment behavior, I actually have that on hold. Weapon mount activation, ADS and melee. Some people like just ADS, some people like double tap ADS. This is just a personal preference on how you like it. I typically in third person, I don't really mount at all. So for me, it doesn't really matter. Interact, reload behavior. I just have mine tap to reload and then hold to interact. Just how it works for me. So I just tap my button so I can reload. If I want to interact with the door, I hold it. You can change it, but that's it. And then armor plate behavior, apply all. Now this is something more for probably Warzone. Currently have mine on apply all. Once Warzone drops, maybe I'll change that. So we go to advanced features. Target aim assist, I have mine on. Aim assist type, I've played with all of these and I feel like the default one was the best one for me. So you guys can try that. Some people like other ones, but I feel like the default target for third person works great. Aim response curve type, I have mine on standard, especially for third person, just feel like it works. It's just a default right there. Then we have 1.0 for the ADS sensitivity multiplier. You don't have to worry about that. ADS sensitivity transition timing, you don't have to worry about that. But I did put mine on instant, and we keep going down. And you guys can see that we already have all this. The auto move forward, I actually have mine off, and then the tactical sprint behavior, double tap. But since we do have automatic tactical sprint, it's automatically gonna put us in there, right? So we don't have to worry about that one. Grounded mantle is on, automatic airborne mantle is partial, automatic ground mantle is off, and then invert slide dive behavior is standard. Sprinting, door dash. For the combat behaviors, we have ADS stick swap, left is default. Weapon mount, exit delay. You can put medium. I would just put short. But remember, you don't really mount too much in third person, so don't have to worry about that. And that's pretty much, those are the settings right there. So you have controller and advanced. Those are the main changes you guys want to do right there. Now, the next thing we're gonna get into are the graphics. I wouldn't worry about too much the on-demand texture streaming, but what I will worry about is world motion blur. So if you look right here, one has it when you move, it starts to blur. You want to turn this off because you want everything as clear as possible, especially when you're moving around. Yes, it makes it more realistic with the blur, but turn it off. Thank me later, you'll be able to really see those enemies pop out. Same thing with weapon motion blur. I would turn it off too. The more motion blur you have, the worse it is on your eyes to like really track those enemies. And just turn it off, and you'll be able to really focus on when enemies do pop up on your screen. So the film grain, I left mine as default. Depth of field, I actually turned that off too. Another one, what it does is it blurs everything out except for what you're aiming in on. Keep that one off. Field of view is what's really going to help you out. You need to play with this, adjust it to your settings. I personally, for first person, I have 120, but for third person, this is the one we really want to focus on. I put on 90. What it's going to do is going to allow you to see more from your left to right. I play on a monitor, 27-inch monitor, and I feel like this works really good for me. So first person camera movement, default. Third person camera movement, default 100%. Now, this is something some people have decided to change, because I personally started off when we started the beta, we had third person to first person ADS, right? Everybody had that. Now they gave you the option where now default is third person to third person, but you have the ability to change it to first person. So you can go from third person to first person, just like the beta. And this is the setting that you guys can change right here. Personally, I like third person to third person. I do feel if you do third person to first person, you have a little bit more precise aiming, especially if you're using some of those better non-recoil weapons. But it's really up to you, because you're gonna be fighting somebody who stays in third person. So you might lose that initial battle when he's just aiming, right? So personal preference, but the good thing is they gave you the option for this. That's what's cool about it. Default spectator camera, we have helmet camera, and then the safe area. And those are all my graphic settings right there. For your audio settings, this is really up to you guys. Now, I will tell you, if you guys are playing multiplayer, highly recommend putting your voice chat volume. That's gonna be all the voice chat. Drop it, because people will come in super loud. And then also with your microphone volume, I would drop it too. I have mine on 38, and I think I sound pretty natural in game. But yeah, I've lowered mine because I hear some people that get in there screaming, and it's just ridiculous. So microphone volume, yes, I have that down to 38, and then the voice chat is how you hear everybody else. I have that down, and it helps out a ton. So that's just something for you guys to really change. Besides that, I really didn't see any other main settings that you guys need to change. For the mini-map shape, I do have squares. Some people do like the circle. Mini-map rotation, some people enjoy just turning that off so it's always one directional. I think it's really a personal preference at this aspect. And then for your crosshairs, I have mine on. You can actually turn this off. Now, I will tell you, there's one other setting that I did change for the names. Instead of the full name, I went abbreviated. And then also, where is it at? It's the center dot. So you can actually put the center dot, and you can change how big that center dot is. And if you notice in any of the gameplay, like if you have the largest, you'll see a big circle. It literally helps you out aiming. You naturally have one, it's pretty small. If you put the larger one, I think that was not bad at all. I've played with all of them. I hate having something on my screen at all times. but the default one works really good. So if you want to use larger, I did play with that one for a while. The largest was just way too big for me. I felt like between these two is really gonna be your effect. And that's it, guys. That is the full settings, and those are my settings for Call of Duty Modern Warfare third person. Hopefully this video helps you guys out, and hopefully you guys are excited for more Call of Duty mosh pit videos on this channel. Third person is what I've been feeling for Call of Duty, and it's probably what I'll stick to covering on this channel. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one, but until then, hey, nothing but skills. I'll take it easy, everybody.